In 1375, Spanish map makers are charting the known world. On a map of North Africa, they draw a picture of a man who has status. More gold than anyone else, and he makes all the rules. The text says, "So abundant is the gold which is found in his country, that he is the richest and most noble king in the land." His name is Mansa Musa. In 1312, when he takes power, he inherits a string of titles. King of Kings, Lion of Mali, and perhaps, most important of all, Lord of the Mines.
A survey put Mansa Musa as the world's richest man of all time. They estimated his fortune at some $400 billion. For comparison, Bill Gates came 12th on the list, with something close to a quarter of Mansa Musa's wealth. Mansa Musa is one of the most incredible characters in history, and few of us have ever heard of him.
Musa rules an immense African empire.
The Empire of Mali had the largest resources of gold known in the world at that time. All gold in the kingdom belonged to Mansa Musa. It was all his to do with as he pleased.
Thousands of his subjects toil away in his gold mines.
The power that Mansa Musa had is hard to imagine in the modern era.
Welcome back to the Kaiser Report. I'm Max Kaiser. Time now to return to our conversation with Nick Giambruno from Casey Research and the International Man. Welcome back.
Hey, great to be here, Max.
All right, let's dive right into it. We ended our last conversation talking about gold. Let's continue. You write that central banks will push gold higher in 2020. How important is that? They actually taking physical delivery. How is this different in previous years? Is this another trick bag, Nick? Is gold going to be asleep in 2020 again, or is this the real thing?
Yes, I think this is the start of the real thing, because it's a lot of indications, but I think this is the biggest one because central banks are the biggest players in the gold market here, and they've not only switched from being net sellers of gold to net buyers a handful of years ago, but that has turned into record buys, and not just buying paper, they're taking physical delivery in their own country. So they're not just storing it in New York, they're not just storing it in London, they're saying, hey, we want to have the real stuff here in Poland, here in Germany, and Italy too. So it's a very important thing. Why is it important? It's important because when the gold market, seeing these kinds of trends in the gold market often is an indicator that some sort of big shift in the international monetary system is coming. We saw the same kind of thing in the lead up to 1971, of course, when Nixon took the dollar completely off the gold standard. So that was. Completely decoupled the dollar from gold. That's the more accurate way to put it. But that was preceded by France and European countries. You know, they knew the U.S. couldn't hold the $35 an ounce. There were way too many dollars that they had printed. So they saw that kind of the game was up, and they started to take physical delivery, and that broke the system. I think that's the same kind of pattern we're seeing here today. It hasn't really kind of broken the system and caused gold to break out yet, but I think the warning signs are clearly there with the record buying by central banks and then also the physical delivery, which is very important.
Right, we're seeing probably the end of two big cycles going back of decades. The 71 cycle that you mentioned, Nixon disavowed the tie between the dollar and gold, broke it, and it essentially defaulted on U.S. debt. I mean, they talk about Argentinians defaulting on their debt, or whether they should. Argentinians should recall that America defaulted on its sovereign debt in 1971 by disconnecting the association with gold. So, I mean, if the United States can do it, why can't Argentina default on their IMF loans?
No.
There's nothing sacrosanct about those types of paper that's unbacked to begin with.
Absolutely, yes. That is a very important point. People don't realize that that was a default. If you promise somebody to pay them in gold, and then you're like, oops, sorry, just kidding, I'm going to give you these pieces of paper I just created out of thin air, that's a default. Yes, it's terrible. Well, if the Iraqis really wanted to do something about it, they'd send those dollars back and they'd accept gold or Bitcoin for their oil instead of dollars for their sales.
Bitcoin is impossible to counterfeit.
Yes.
But it also doesn't need a third party to verify it.
Yes.
So in a lot of ways, it's better than gold. Over there at Casey Researcher, you guys, I think Casey was a bit resistant to Bitcoin initially, and I think he's more on board now. We'll get into that some other time.
Yes.
But in the case of gold, this trend of repatriation seems to be gaining pace. These countries are saying we don't want it stored in U.S. or in Britain. We want it back. We want it home. Poland, Turkey, all these countries. We want the gold in our vaults. Is that going to continue?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to accelerate. And what's going to accelerate that, ironically, is the actions of the U.S. government. When they lay sanctions on people, they try to cut people off from the dollar system. What is that? I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Shot myself.
This isn't just a cyclical gold bull market. We're talking about a trend of the remonetization of gold, and out of all the things we've talked about, that's the underlying trend. Gold is coming back as money. That's the big deal. That's the big picture. Whether it takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to happen, that's ultimately what's going to happen, and I think that's what people need to pay attention
a couple of points there. Number one, it's never been not monetized. If you look at the central bank level, they always settle in gold. They've always used gold as money. Number two, using gold-backed money, the first country that does that wins the 21st century. So the first country to back their currency with gold, I'm hearing China is launching a crypto-backed currency backed by gold. And because they're going to also announce they've got 20,000 tons of gold. And that effectively it's going to be like a Pearl Harbor moment, and they're going to make a move on the United States and the world to be number one. Okay, that would be monetization of gold.
For thousands of years, civilizations have used gold as money, and they will continue to do so. Question is how do we buy gold? This website, BullionByPost, is just one website where you can buy gold. It has all the information you need, the price of gold per ounce. It sells gold by the gram. It sells gold in bars. It sells gold coins. It sells other precious metals, silver, palladium and platinum. And basically, this is a typical example of a good website to buy gold from. Here you see it has gold bars. So if we view the gold bars, we'll see varying types of gold bars. 1 gram, 1 ounce, 1 kilo. You can buy gold bars as big as small as you want. Here we have 1 gram gold bars. Okay, as you can see, for $58 you can buy a pre-owned gold bar. But let's say you want to stick with a nice shiny new gold bar, you can get one for $60.10. So let's have a look at these 1 gram gold bars. Okay, we have 1 gram fine gold, 999.9% purity, Swiss made, you know, so there are genuine gold bars. So for one, it says here, for 1 gold bar is $69. Okay, $69.40. Now, I really don't, well, you know what, let's just compare it quick. Some people are buying gold from carat bars. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but I'm just going to show you the reality. Carat bars are selling 1 gram gold coins, and they're selling a 1 gram gold card. Okay, so it's a plastic card with 1 gram of gold in it for what was that, let's see, so 666 euros and 90 cents is equals to $74.63. Remember that number. So Carat bars are selling 1 gram of gold for $74.63, and that's after you pay your membership fee. Okay, $74.63 Carat bars. On BullionByPost, it's $69.40. Now, 1 gram of gold is 1 gram of gold. The type of plastic that it comes into is pretty much irrelevant. Okay? So, essentially, that's like nearly what, $6-7 difference on the gram. You can also buy, if you wanted to buy 5 grams of gold from gold bullion by post, it's $62 per gram and not $69. So the price decreases on how much you buy. So for 5 grams, it would be $313. So if I find out how much is 5 grams from Carat bars, you'll notice that they don't decrease the price as you buy more. So essentially, instead of paying $313 for 5 grams from a normal site, you'll pay $372 for 5 grams. So $373 for 5 grams. Okay, that's a lot of money. That's like $60 more. That's like a whole gram more that you could buy on a normal website than you could do on these multi-level marketing websites. Personally, I stick clean away from them. You know, so under $313.50 for 5 1 gram bars, as opposed to $373 from Carat bars. Is, you know, that don't make no sense whatsoever to me. If you're gonna buy gold, buy it at the cheapest price you can get it, so that when it goes up, you make a profit. If you're buying it at flipping $5-6 extra per gram, if the price of gold goes up, you're not going to see any profit. The other thing is, you can even do better than that, all right? Because the bigger piece of gold you buy, the cheaper it is, or at least it is on normal websites, normal gold websites. So you can buy a 5 gram bar of gold wrapped in plastic, like a 1 gram bar. But essentially, it's going to be a lot cheaper to buy a 5 gram bar than it is to buy 5 separate 1 gram bars. Okay, you can see it's the same kind of thing. 5 gram bar gold surrounded by plastic. Okay, same purity, but you can get one of them for $281 compared to Carat bars for $373. That's almost $100 difference when you're buying 5 grams of gold. If you use your sense, that's 2 extra grams of gold you can buy if you're buying it properly through a normal gold selling website. So if you're going to invest in gold, the trick is to buy it as cheaply as you can, buy it in bigger pieces as you can to reduce the cost, and buy it from a reputable website. Okay, now let's just have a look at another website, gold website, other than BullionByPost. Okay, this is Carat bars, and essentially I wouldn't touch this with a barge pole. All right, because this is not the place to buy gold. If you're interested in buying gold, if you're interested in doing some marketing scheme and what have you, then, and you've got the gift of the gab and you can convince other people to buy overpriced gold, then maybe you can make some money on this. But essentially, if you're looking to buy gold and hold it, this is not the place to buy it, because the prices are just ridiculous. Okay, they're making money on nothing. Here's another website, the Royal Mint Bullion. Okay, well established, been going for 1100 years. Same kind of layout as the last one. It shows you all the information of the price of gold per ounce, sells it in coins, in bars. You know, let's have a look at the bars. So again, you can see you can buy a kilo bar, 100-gram bar. You know, you can buy whatever you want. 100-gram, an ounce, ounces. You've got ounce bars there, and then you've got 10-gram, 5-gram, and 1-gram bars. Let's have a look at the 1-gram bars. As you see, again, look, see, it gives you the price for 1, the price for 2, the price for 3, and as you can see, the price goes down the more you buy. And essentially, because it's the Royal Mint, it's in pounds. So let me just change the calculator to UK pounds. And 1 gold gram, 52 pounds, is $70.73. $70.70, which is about $1, maybe a bit, $1 difference between the BullionByPost, but still $4 or $5 difference from Shaka bars, you know. So it's not just one. There's 2 examples of decent sites you can buy gold from, rather than getting into these MLMs, multi-level marketing schemes, whereby you have to have the gift of the gab and be able to convince other people to buy gold higher than the market price. You know, essentially that don't even sit right for me. How am I going to go and start convincing people to buy gold for more than what they can buy it if they just go online and go to a website and then talk to them about, well, you can make more money if you can make money if you get people to buy overpriced gold. This shit don't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? If you're going to invest in gold, go directly to the source. I mean, you know, go to a reputable website. Don't go through some third party. I mean, common sense will tell you to shop around. Another example here, look at this. You can buy 100 single gold grams from carat bars. Alright, and they will charge you an arm and a leg for that. What's the price? Let's work that out in pounds and then compare that to how much you can buy 100 grams from one of the other websites. Okay. So 62. So that's $62 per gram. When you're buying 100 grams, you get it for $62 per gram. All right, that's dollars. No, that was dollars. Yeah. So $6,245 is £4,800 for 100 grams. £4,800 for 100 grams on carat bars. On BullionByPost, what can you get for £4,800? Well, look, for 3,800, is that 3,700? You can get 100-gram bar. All right, 100-gram gold bar for what is it? 3,800. You've got one there for 3,700 pre-owned. They don't make no difference, but if you want a new one, 3,750. Let's have a look at that one. 100-gram gold bar, best value. Okay, same percentage for £3,800. £3,800 for 100 gram gold bars as compared to £4,800 for 100 single gold bars. Okay, that's like, obviously it's £1,000 difference for the same amount of gold. All right, I'm just showing you how big of margin there is when you're buying larger amounts or bigger pieces. So essentially 4,800 minus 3,800 is obviously $1,000. What can you buy for $1,000? Sorry, £1,000. So you've got £1,000 spare after you've bought your 100 grams. All right, and as you can see, for £11,000, let's see, yep, £11,000 there, which is £100 more. Okay, well, let's just, so essentially that's an ounce. You can buy an ounce, 1 ounce of gold for 1,100, which is the change you would have had if you bought it from bullion instead of carat bars. That's 30 odd grams, 30 odd grams more. So that's 130 grams instead of 100 grams for round about the same price. That's a third. That's 1/3 more gold for your money. I mean, you know, it's common sense, really. It really is. It's common sense. There's blind faith, there's ignorance, and there's common sense. Blind faith is for fools. Ignorance in an age of information is a choice. So use your common sense, do a bit of research, and make an informed decision before you invest your hard-earned money. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. DS out.